It is countdown to election time in Nigeria. Aspirants seeking to occupy the highest office in the land must, as a matter of urgency, come up with, or better still, look into existing policies that are aimed at creating access to affordable housing. Addressing the affordable housing challenge should be one of the most important items that any government at the center in 2023 should be tackling, because shelter goes a long way in impacting on the lives and general well-being of Nigerians. It is imperative for the presidential aspirants to study and assess the actual housing need of the low-income earners. The aspirants should also know that for low-income earners to be able to buy or rent houses, the price of houses and rent must be low or subsidized by government. There must be a blueprint and a workable plan to make the dream of low-cost housing a reality in Nigeria. This is Housing Development, your go-to source for trending housing information in Nigeria and beyond. Stay tuned as we discuss the housing sector and all that concerns it right after the news making rounds in the sector. As always, I am Flora Ani, your housing diva.
Housing Development Advocacy Network (HDAN) has emphasized the importance of conversation as a vehicle for bridging the country's housing deficit as it prepares to engage political candidates, both the state and federal levels, on housing. Executive Director of HDAN, Festus Adebayo, made this known in Abuja recently. He stressed the need for a constructive debate for housing affordability and sustainability, particularly in order for political and economic goals to be achieved. According to Adebayo, a panel session scheduled to take place at the International Conference Center during the 16th edition of the Abuja International Housing Show, AIHS, holding from the 25th to the 28th of July 2022, would give people the opportunity to meet and interact with political leaders to evaluate and make appropriate decisions regarding leadership in the upcoming 2023 general elections. Adebayo noted that it was past time for the Nigerian building industry professionals and professional organizations from other areas to come together and engage those who want to lead the country in 2023 and to further relate their agenda in improving the Nigerian housing sector. The Plateau State government has signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with two developers, First Property Resources International and International Quest IQ, for the mass manufacturing of 5,000 housing units in the state. According to Plateau State Commissioner for Housing, Honorable Brian Bintim Dadi, the MOU is in accordance with Governor Simon Lalong's administration's objective to give Plateau inhabitants affordable housing. During the signing of the MOU, Dadi revealed that the housing unit will consist of 2 and 3 bedroom flats to be built at various places inside the Jos Bukuru Master Plan. According to him, the MOU is a public-private partnership (PPP) arrangement for a low-cost housing scheme which is in line with the promises made to the people of Plateau State. The 9th edition of Afri-Cities Summit, held in Kenya's western city of Kisumu, concluded recently with former heads of state and government, ministers, industry leaders, endorsing new action plans to hasten urban renewal in Africa, with the theme, The Role of Intermediary Cities of Africa in the Implementation of Agenda 2030 of the United Nations and the African Union Agenda 2063. The 5-day forum endorsed a new urban agenda for Africa that prioritizes resilience in the face of climate shocks. Eugene Wamalka, Acting Cabinet Secretary in Kenya's Ministry of Devolution, said there was need for African governments to promote sustainable urbanization as a prerequisite to reduce poverty, inequality, halt ecosystems degradation, and cushion local communities from the climate crisis. He, however, challenged city administrators in the continent to come up with new policy and legislative tools that could be harnessed to improve waste management and provision of basic amenities in large metropolises.
For more housing, finance and construction news, visit www.africanhousingnews.com. The elections will be here soon in Nigeria, and we already have an array of presidential aspirants who come in different political parties. Some presidential aspirants have outlined various issues to be tackled in their policy document and statement. But what do the electorate want as top priority from these different aspirants as they pen down their manifestos? Let's find out on Voices on the Street.
Housing is a necessity. It's very, very important that we include housing in they include housing in their manifesto, because a lot of people are living in dilapidated houses, and the environment you live speak a lot about you, about health, hygiene, and if you are not in an environment that is good, of course you will not. It will affect a lot of things. Yes, health-wise, a lot of areas.
Housing is the most important thing. Shelter, I think, is either second or even the most important thing in life, because without shelter, definitely people are in trouble. So it is of priority that all the presidential aspirants should give it a priority. In fact, it should come as number one.
You see, my advice to the whoever is going to be the president for this country is that, you see, housing is one of the most important things for humankind, especially in Nigeria. If all these housing estates you see that are being scattered around the federal capital, if they can go in deeper and find out who are the people that built those estates that are just lying fallow there, nobody's living in there, find out who are the owners, probe them. Probably these people must have stolen the government's money to build those houses, or some of them must have used the name of the government to canvass that they are going to provide housing for all. And after doing the project, collecting money from either Federal Mortgage Bank or wherever they must have collected the money to build all those projects, let them review the project, get them back from them, and put it out on a either lottery for the Nigerian.
You know, the common man, that is the one we call the low income, housing. So for them to go about that is that to grant loans to the working class, then to build, the lower cadre system of houses, so that they will then rent them out. That is the system that will exist now. If they are to rent them out, at affordable prices, lower prices, so that people will then move in, you will see that the living standard of Nigerians will increase. This issue of saying people are sleeping under the bridge, sleeping all these other areas that are not necessary, that develop these ailments or so, will not be there again.
Yes, they're supposed to include it, and my problem is the house rent is too much. A poor man cannot afford it. So, and many people are lying under bridge because house rent.
It's unfortunate that most aspirants leave that out. And we all know housing is very important in everyday living. Like in Nigeria, I know we have housing deficit of, I don't know, close to 17 million houses or so thereabout. And as people are growing, retiring out of public services, they need a house to go back to. A lot of them can't even put up, a decent accommodation for them to live. But it's unfortunate. The political aspirants are more concerned about security, which is very important also, but housing is equally very important, so that we can at least get a lot of people off the street.
Voices on the Street there. Experts also in the built environment, as well as traditional leaders, have called also on politicians, particularly the presidential aspirant, to include housing for Nigerians into political manifestos before demanding for their votes. Take a listen.
Stakeholders in the built environment have decried the need for politicians to include housing into their political manifestos, as the well-being of the masses should be of utmost priority, noting that political will is needed to provide shelter for the masses they rule, making housing affordable and cheaper, which is a part of their inclusive responsibility. Addressing the issue, Omar Jubril, the immediate past secretary of the FCDA, stressed the irrevocable importance of having politicians include housing in their manifestos, as the need cannot be overemphasized, noting that making shelter a priority will cater for housing those in the low and middle income brackets of the country.
I believe the issue of housing should be given a very top priority because it makes it very, very simple for people that are within the junior and middle class. It's not only for the bigger citizens.
Stakeholders in the built environment further expressed the urgent need for the incorporation of an affordable housing scheme into political manifesto by politicians before the 2023 elections that will enable decent accommodation for Nigerians whose votes they need.
Housing activities is very important because if you don't provide a healthy environment for your citizens to live, you don't allow people to live in slums, and then you will only go to them to canvass for votes. You have to also help by bringing up some developmental plans, that's urban development plans. No matter how the structures are, let them be well planned. Movement in terms of movement, drainage provision to carry bad water from the homes to the disposal units. So it's also very important for our politicians to ensure that their subjects are living in healthy environment.
Traditional leaders also noted that responsibilities are there for politicians to look at. Due to the high rate of housing deficit, the politicians need political will to provide shelter for the masses they rule.
Politicians will live to their responsibility. Make it easy, make it affordable for those, that do not have so much in their pocket, can be able to afford at least basic shelter. Basic. A lot has to be done, and I think that the politicians must have to focus on those things that are really going to be beneficial for the well-being of our people.
There is, however, the need for political aspirants vying for leadership positions at the local, state and federal levels to consider housing as a topmost priority in their political manifesto in the upcoming 2023 general election.
Addressing the affordable housing challenge and housing Nigerians should be one of the most important items in each political party manifesto. Let's see workable plans and strategy that will make affordable housing for low-income Nigerians whose votes they seek a reality.
What you think, what you wish, what you dream, we can give you home, your office. Anywhere.
At Urban Shelter Limited, we are committed to your satisfaction in terms of good housing construction, infrastructure, flexible payment plans, and that's not all. We uphold affordability, reliability, quality, and innovation. Urban Shelter, distinctive homes, prestigious offices.
Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. To contribute to the commercial needs of FCT residents, Urban Shelter Limited has built a modern market in the Apo district of Abuja. The Apo Resettlement Market is one of the largest shopping and retail centers within the FCT. Let's have a look.
With over 30 years of expertise in the built and construction sector, Urban Shelter Limited has constructed a modern market as part of ways to contribute to the commercial needs of FCT residents. Apo Urban Market, sitting on a 4.6 hectare of land, housing shops of various sizes with 2,335 shops, guarantees a variety in retail, work and recreation. The modern yet open design allows for simple shopping, banking, neighborhood activities and formal office spaces, all integrated to provide a welcoming environment to fulfill every customer's demand. In an interview with Yakubu Mohammed, the project manager of the Apo Urban Market, he discussed the many types of stores and how Apo Urban Market is contributing to the commercial sector, noting that the market's ancillaries are there to help businesses run smoothly and comfortably.
Apo Modern Market is sits on 4.6 hectare land. We are building shops of various sizes between 5 to 125 square meters. The concept is actually a modern concept. That's why it's termed Urban Modern Market. This is our own contribution, another contribution by Urban Shelter to add to the commercial niche of the FCT. We have various shop types ranging from open shops, luxury shops, shops to cater for our everyday needs, provisions, electronics, what have you, and even office space accommodation. So the idea is not just a market setting, but also an office setting. And we have ancillary facilities. We have the fire station. We have a police post. So it's going to be a very serene and very safe environment for everyday shopping and work experience. We have even the malls. The luxury malls have even elevators to take you to the upper floors. We have a total of 2,335 shops. Majority are 10 square meter shops, and the reason is to try to make the shops as affordable as possible so that you can bring your wares to sell in the market.
The market's distinguishing feature from the contemporary market, according to Yakubu, is that it is all-encompassing, spanning not just retailers, but also offices and banks, with a flexible payment plan.
The payment plan, we have outright payment, we have installmental payments so that we ease the payment. We know how the economic situation is, so we also have installmental payment.
In an interview with the project supervisor, engineer Al-Amin Adam, he further talked more on the distinctive features of the Apo Urban Market.
Another thing that makes it unique is the fact that, other markets, you see them with, when the NEPA goes, everyone comes out with his generator. We try to face that out here. We have central, generators, at different locations, that when the NEPA goes off, it starts immediately.
Welcome back. Did you know that attending the 16th Abuja International Housing Show and participating as an exhibitor will give you value for money? As you get the opportunity to introduce new products, meet the right buyers for your goods and services, testimonies from attendees and exhibitors have confirmed that there is no other platform in Nigeria that brings together people from different political divides, backgrounds, professionals from housing and construction sector to come together and chart a new course for the housing sector. Now here is a recap of the 2021 Abuja International Housing Show.
Abuja Housing Show is important to us because the Abuja market is good for our plaster of Paris and plasterboard market, and for us, what the intention of being here is to just expose the company to as many people as we can.
The role it plays for our business and how we've experienced its impact is why we've come again and again and again.
It's an opportunity for us to meet prospective clients and also advise people on housing and tell them about our product.
Oh, it's been a fantastic one so far. This is now our second time here. We were here last year, and every time we come, we've seen that there's been value that's been added to our business.
It's an avenue I want everybody that is in the built environment to explore. It is a place you can network, and then you can showcase what you can do.
For us, it was a success. Extremely happy to be here. Extremely happy about the agenda. It's centric on affordable housing.
It's a platform for us to share ideas. It's a platform for us to take something back home. So basically, it's a good platform for the housing industry.
This is not our first time. We have been part of this program since 2012. And it has been so amazing.
Well, so far has been encouraging and interesting. It's not just by the quantity, but it's by the quality.
I heard over the media that there will be a show of this form, this week. So I just decided to walk in and see what is happening, So I just came in. I'm really impressed. I saw some products.
Oh, we've been at Abuja International Housing Show from the beginning. So this is 15 years, and so we've been partners in this, yes.
Brought a lot of exposure to the company. I want to appreciate the Abuja Housing Show and want to tell you guys to continue doing what you're doing.
The good thing is the partnership that the Abuja International Housing Show helps to create. It what makes all of this sensible.
Abuja International Housing Show is a networking event basically for me, where people from different fields in the construction and building industry can come around and meet each other, network.
Events like this will actually go a long way in ensuring that the gap is bridged, and that will really go a long way to also help economic development.
Welcome back. So glad you're still with me. Up next is Cosgrove Smart City Estate, located in the Federal Capital Territory.
Cosgrove, one of Nigeria's biggest real estate businesses, has designed smart homes that enable people to live in the future with state-of-the-art facilities and top-notch security in a drive to pioneer the integration of technology and automation. With 52 terraces, 50 detached houses, 54 apartments, and 5 penthouses, totaling 161 smart homes on 4 hectares of land, Cosgrove Smart Estate has established a niche for itself in Wuye, Abuja. Cosgrove engineers Mustafa and Charity emphasized the estate's comfort, proximity and serenity, noting that the structures are fully automated to provide a stress-free existence for its residents.
Cosgrove is the pioneer of smart homes in Nigeria. When it comes to the smart facilities, all the motion sensors I've talked about, the way we organize our infrastructure, and the just quality of living in general. And we have select way of choosing our locations. We have features that check your biometrics to make sure you're the homeowner or authorized personnel to walk into a house. Home automation, we make life living easier.
The estate, it's perfectly located, like you have the proximity to the international airport, other infrastructures like the market, the city center. It's in a very perfect location, and then it's not crowded. It's more like a residential area which affords you close proximity to the basic infrastructures that you need as a resident.
A marketer of Cosgrove, Valerie Okafor, explicitly spoke on how Cosgrove, as a leading real estate company, has not just provided quality, but has added value to the housing sector.
Cosgrove has created a niche of its own, which is the smart cities, and the middle income earners and the high income earners, it has created value for them in the housing sector. So if you want quality, if you want class, Cosgrove has created a market for that.
Cosgrove is making life easy for Nigerians, middle income earners and high income earners alike, enabling them to live in the future and with their smart homes, which ensures comfortability.
That's the much I can bring on today. Thanks for watching. If you missed any part of today's episode and you wish to watch over again and previous ones, you can do via the YouTube channel Housing TV Africa. I remain your housing diva, Flora Annie. See you soon.